that when on your second try, if you get a wrong, that's the whole show. That's the whole show, and nothing means anything, and it's the dumbest thing ever. Welcome back to Recommendations Required, a podcast where two best friends try to find their next obsession, and maybe so will you. I'm Ryan Mione.
And I'm Glenn Brown.
And we're back, episode 16.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like 16.
I feel like literally every episode you say the number, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right. Exactly.
Too high, too low,
so,
something.
We're at a bit of a crossroads here.
Oh, we are.
We are. There are two possible openers. One is a draft.
Okay.
And one of them is something that you don't like.
Oh, yeah, we should do the draft.
Hold on. I'm just going to add this caveat. I'm going to explore this for a second.
Yeah.
My draft, I can keep in my pocket.
Okay.
And I think we could pull it up when we really need it.
Yeah.
I think yours is about Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be relevant.
Ooh, interesting.
To
our conversation.
To our conversation. So
anime. We can talk about it without going into too much depth.
Yeah, we might spoil some Attack on Titan. Like, I'm not gonna. Let's not try to walk.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get into too much detail with it.
Okay,
but
because
it's main plot related.
Because I think it'll be helpful for your recommendation and me giving like a review of it.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I would say Attack on Titan is like my one anime that I've watched.
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, other than like Cowboy Bebop and the stuff that you've recommended.
Yeah.
So. I think it's like a great benchmark.
Oh yeah,
is the best
that's
way
true.
To put it.
Okay, and I think last episode I tried comparing this anime to Attack on Titan. Like that was the closest thing I had, and the more I thought about it, I was like, it's nothing like Attack on Titan. It's like I couldn't think of something close enough. You know,
we'll get into that. We'll get it. Don't worry. Okay. We'll touch on that.
Okay. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, maybe Demon Slayer's closer. I would say
but
Demon
it's
Slayer's still different. I don't know. I couldn't think of a good.
No, we'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, tell me what you don't like about Attack on Titan.
I do not like the final season of Attack on Titan.
It's fair. This is fair. I think it was amazing.
I'm not done with it yet.
Okay.
Oh,
you're not?
No.
Where are you at? Like, what's been the?
Aaron just got the Warhammer.
Oh man, you got so much.
I know. I have so much to go.
Yeah.
But the season itself is depressing the hell out of me.
100%.
And I understand that that's like great storytelling and there's like good things happening on and like it's different from other shows and it's really like treading new territory and relating to the real world and like all this great stuff, but it's depressing to watch. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend my time watching this thing because it makes me depressed. I don't want to watch it.
So let's dive deep into this because I'm not totally like I'm not gonna lay down the hammer and go, you're wrong.
Yeah,
even though you are. But like no.
Okay.
But
invalidate my feelings. Thanks.
Yeah, 100%. No, but is the feeling of like it being depressing, which like is with my head is 1,000 miles in every direction right now.
Yeah.
So much of Attack on Titan is depressing. It's just a dark and gloomy show. But I wonder.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if the depressing side of it is the fact that towards the last two seasons, no one's really the bad guy. Is that what's messing with you?
No, I think it's more no one's the good guy.
Even better.
You know what I mean? Better. It's like, oh man. Because it's not even like I'm still rooting for who have been the good guys this whole time, right?
Okay,
I'm still rooting for the scouts and Aaron and that.
You're still on Aaron's side,
kind of.
Yeah,
I'm still rooting for that general side of people, you know, and I think the scouts are the closest to good. Aaron has gone off the deep end a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think my problem is that I'm still leaning towards them. Good guys isn't the right term, but like I'm still leaning towards rooting for them.
Yeah.
Versus the other guys, but they have made it very clear in the show that it's like, oh, you killed my family, so I'm going to slaughter your entire country.
yeah.
And the other side is like, well, you just slaughtered my family, so I'm going to slaughter your entire country.
Yeah.
And that just endless cycle goes back and forth over and over and over again. And I'm like, it's too real. It's too real. It's just so depressing to watch.
What I love about Attack on Titan as a show, not just an anime, as a show, it's like the same thing with like Breaking Bad. Have you watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Several times.
You are so for Walter White. And then there's a flip. And you're like, he's the bad guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And you go, I'm kind of still for him.
But I still had Jesse Pinkman. Like Jesse,
that's true. You had an anchor.
I had an anchor.
But that's
this
the thing.
Is still a good guy.
I think that the anchors are the individuals in Attack on Titan. But if you break it out into teams, there's no villain and there's also no hero.
Correct.
Which to me, I loved it because Attack on Titan is so black and white for the whole show. The bad guy is the Titan. We got to kill all the Titans.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is it's like it's good
that
character depth and good character development.
Yeah.
Where then the protagonist goes, hold on a second. This isn't the enemy. And it flips. And like you go, what if your entire motivation for living and fighting and trying so hard was all a lie? And that is like such a and there's so much.
And I want to say I loved that.
Yeah.
I love all this plot. It's so rich and deep and I'm loving it. But when I'm watching the show, it makes me sad.
Yeah.
And I hate that feeling, you know? It's like there are other shows I can watch that make me feel happy.
Okay, this might turn into a longer conversation. And I think it's a tangent worth going through because again, it's going to relate. It's going to relate.
Yeah.
So the thing about Attack on Titan that I love, and it's like where you and I think are so different in the content that we gravitate towards. Like it sounds like you're still enjoying Attack on Titan. It's just making you feel things that you don't want to feel.
It's just
and to
making me feel
I go
so
like,
sad.
If someone can write out a script, develop characters to provoke that feeling, then they have like really captured it and mastered it.
Yeah.
Where like I'm always drawn to nuance. And I'm like, I just don't like the black and white. I liked that Star Wars towards the last 3 episodes was starting to play in that area, but then jumped out.
Yeah.
They like, abandoned ship. Like, which is so sad because it could have been a really cool concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
agree.
like when you look at the constant, and it's like very like modernist type of like filmmaking or media creation where it's like you have good guys and bad guys. And then you have like postmodern, which is kind of the era we're in, where it's much more who is bad and who is good because they think they're good and you can kind of relate to every character.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what makes good bad guys. That's what makes good heroes. So for me, like with that stuff, I love when they're able to say, to start out as good and the bad. And you just watch everyone become gray. And you're like, okay, I don't know who to cheer for. Because like the last episode that I saw of the season you're watching, there's this, I can't even, it's an insane event that happens.
Yeah.
And you're kind of watching it about to happen. You go, I don't know if I should be terrified for them or I should feel pumped up. I'm so confused. And I'm just like, when a show can do that, it's so powerful and it's so cool and so interesting to me.
Yeah. You know what I think it is?
Because Eren kind of dies.
I'm rooting for Eren, but I don't like him anymore.
Yes.
I don't like him. I'm rooting for him, but I don't agree with his decisions. I'm not on his side.
It's so good. This is like people know me. They know that I'm not really that much into anime, but like Attack on Titan is like top 10, maybe top 5 TV shows in my opinion because they're able to like capture that feeling so well. And I'm like, oh, Lost had a little bit of that too, where they would make you hate a character, then you learn their backstory, and then you like them a little bit more. Yeah.
You go back and forth.
I totally understand why you like are feeling this way Attack on Titan. I'm just like
I think I would be more into it if there wasn't so much killing of innocent people. If for some reason it's completely different for me, if the two sides are at war with each other are just killing the people that are trying to kill them.
Yeah.
It's as soon as you go, well, we're just going to kill all the civilians too.
Yeah.
That's
as soon as the innocent blood gets in your hand, then you're like, hold on a second.
You're pushing it too far for me. That's just so depressing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So real.
Which is the show. Like,
I know, and that's and that's the thing is like, and I love that like they kind of have this build up. You're following these characters, and then they do a 180, and they show you this whole other city.
Yeah.
And you like start to connect with all of them. And you're
Which,
like,
at first I was very off put by the big change. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much I need to learn now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then I started getting through it. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really cool.
yep. So now it's like, now when you watch a fight scene, it doesn't feel like an anime fight scene, because when someone's like really brutally killed in a cool way, you're like, but that's like someone I know.
Yeah,
I know characters from both sides, and so you just watch this warfare happen. And you go like,
Yeah.
what am I? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's incredible.
Which once again, I agree. It's good.
Yes, you just don't like it.
It's just so sad. I don't want to feel so sad.
That's fair. That's fair. I get it.
Yeah.
There's like definitely shows that are like I need to watch when I'm feeling like, oh, I want to go escape the nuances and the reality of life. And then there's shows like this where I'm like, I want to feel. If the show doesn't make me feel something,
Sure.
then I just like don't care.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be sad.
It's like negating like an entire.
There can be like sad moments. Okay. I think I got it. There can be like these ebbs and flows between sad moments and happy moments and comedic moments and action moments. Like I love when all of that is mixed in and it makes you feel all those emotions. But Attack on Titan, just the final season is like sad. Like there's
yeah.
I don't have like these heartwarming like scenes between two characters where I'm like, oh, there's a romantic connection there, or oh, they're laughing and that's really funny, and like
They don't pull you out. I get that.
you know, it's just depression.
Which, to be
Just on
fair,
top
like
of each other.
they are in the middle of war.
Yeah,
I feel like it would
yeah.
be jarring for them to then go, hey, we're gonna go spend a day at the market.
No,
You
and
know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
asking for that, but like I don't know, like give me two characters that are like joking around with each other a little bit or something, you know, like because that I think that's true to most human wars is like there's like humanity that keeps trying to thrive in that area, you know?
You can feel the tension of everybody where nobody know like. And that's what I like too is like the characters also feel the same tension as we do.
Yeah,
They're not like gung ho necessarily about it, except for maybe Aaron. But even Aaron has a little bit of this.
Even
like,
Aaron is like,
I don't know what to do.
That was one of the things I actually loved, where he was talking to the Armored Titan.
I can't remember their names. But
Okay.
Oh, when they're underground.
They're underground, and he's talking to the Armored
That seems
Titan.
wild,
and
dude.
it's like clear that Aaron doesn't actually want to do this thing.
No.
He's come
feels
to
like he has to
terms
do it.
that he needs to do this thing.
Yep.
And he's going to do it because he needs to.
Yes.
And loved that. That was cool. That was awesome. Into it,
Yep.
you know. And then once he did the thing, I'm like, man, that was rough to watch.
Dude.
It's rough to watch.
So good.
Rough.
Because I think for me sometimes with like anime, it's like it's cartoon.
Yeah.
So it's like you in my head, I want you to give me really hard topics that are easier to watch when it's animated.
Yeah.
Like if this was
Yeah.
live action,
I think that's anime.
there's-
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way I could get through this.
No. Yeah.
And like so then I love that they just play it straight. They go for it, and So I'm interested to see how you feel when it wraps up.
Yeah.
Hopefully
it's
we'll
heard
check.
on-
We'll check back in
but
and see. But
Which-
I think it's fair. I think what you're saying is totally fair.
Okay.
I think it just is like what we are wanting and expecting from shows
Yeah.
is really, really different.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to
my
my recommendation
Yes.
of one of my favorite animes, Jujutsu Kaisen.
What was the last word in it? Kaisen?
Kaisen?
Okay.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah.
So I was starting to edit before you came. I was starting to edit the podcast, the episode that we recorded, and the first thing I want to say is you did a horrible
So
job
bad.
of explaining
Yes. So
any
bad.
of it.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you because I'm trying to think of like what I want to recommend to you, and I'm like, how am I gonna explain this?
Yes.
Hey, so like
It's hard
This
to
is not me
explain.
putting you on blast, but
I
I'm just
totally
like
agree.
I watched
totally
because I
agree.
watched it and there was such a like he did not prepare me for this show
No.
in the
How
slightest.
could I?
I think there's a lot you could have done.
Okay.
Like if
okay.
I think if you had even an hour ahead of time to just go, I'm going to recommend the show.
Yeah.
What are things that Ryan has watched? How can I relate? Like,
Yeah,
and we'll get into it.
I
but-
guess so. Yeah. I asked you like what anime you had seen and tried relating it to things, but it's different. And
Yeah.
I also didn't. I also kept saying like, oh, I could explain this aspect of the show,
didn't wanna
but it would
spoil.
ruin it. And I was
Yeah.
like, or it would spoil something. So I'm like, I can't tell him that.
Okay. Man.
I was struggling
how do
to
we
find
wanna-
words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm fully aware of.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna do something a little different this time.
Okay.
With that said, I have
Yeah.
watched the entire show.
Love it.
I want you to now explain to me why you think I would like really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not worrying about spoilers.
yeah. Yeah.
Why you think I would like this show.
Okay. Because I take it you don't.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Okay. Honestly, I thought the main draw that I thought you would like in the show was the action.
Okay.
I thought it had really cool action set pieces. It had really
fight
cool
scenes, yeah.
fight scenes with abilities interacting and bouncing off of
So
each other.
when you say that, like,
Yeah.
what's a scene that pops in your head?
My instant scene is with wow, I'm gonna suddenly blank on everyone's
You're good.
names.
No, you're fine. I don't remember any of them. So.
Okay. So you got Itadori, the main guy.
Yep.
Him using Black Flash with Toto against the tree curse.
The tree. Yeah. Yeah.
Such a cool fight scene.
Okay.
I thought it was super cool how they're like both using their abilities against this tree creature thing. And
Yeah.
I thought that whole sequence was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think there's like little bits of that sprinkled all over the place.
Yeah. Like these cool little moments.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my gosh. I don't know about this show, man.
You don't know.
I don't.
Really?
I.
Okay. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Did you like that action set piece at all? Did you thought that was a cool
Okay.
fight?
Let me try to think of an analogy.
Okay.
It was like. Okay. It was like a decent piece of steak covered in really bad cupcake frosting.
What?
Because you want to enjoy the thing at the core, and there's
Yeah.
just this thing that does not belong there that's just covering the thing constantly.
What are you talking
So
about?
I'll get into it.
Okay.
This show.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing I need to throw out there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna if there are fans, they're gonna rip me apart.
There are a lot of people who like the show.
I need to throw this up really quickly. So I watched it
Okay.
on Crunchyroll, which has
Yeah.
like comments. I watched
Has
this.
comments?
Yeah, which is really random.
Okay.
I watched it dubbed. So not
Okay.
subtitles, dubbed.
Yeah.
I tried watching it subbed. They were talking super fast. I was like watching it on my phone. I'm like,
Couldn't keep up. Okay.
And I was like, okay,
I watched it
Glenn
dubbed
watched
too.
it dubbed.
Yeah, I
so we'll
watched it
both
dubbed.
have the kind of same jumping off point.
Sure.
People have said in the comments, like, the dubbed version is significantly worse
Oh, really?
than the sub. Like,
Really?
like
Okay.
day and night. So I want to throw that out and say it could be just that I'm getting lost on because it got to a point I almost was like, I don't know if I can finish this show.
How?
It is okay. So
How, Ryan?
so let me. I'm going to.
I'm gonna start getting
Heated?
I'm gonna start getting heated. There's
Okay.
no way.
Okay, so here's the things that here's what's hard about it too.
Okay.
It was not a episode 1 I hate this.
Okay.
It was episode 16 that I literally was like, man, we got to go. We like some of the stuff that is. It was like death by 1,000 cuts is what it felt like.
Wow.
So I didn't hate everything,
Okay.
and I don't. No, I hate the show.
Wow.
It's not.
I can't believe you.
I borderline was sitting
you.
there. I was like, I might.
Are
actually,
you messing with me?
I might actually rather watch Star Wars Visions than this show.
That is the most insane thing you have ever said to me.
We'll get into it.
That's impossible. I don't believe you. You're messing with me.
I'm not. So, okay. The first 8 episodes, solid. Like, I love the main character.
Okay.
Obviously, like, very anime trope. You have to eat the fingers. Like, wait, what? Weird concept. But like, I'm going with it. And the first thing that I noticed was a really weird skew. And this is, I'm glad we talked about Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like you would have this extreme, and I don't want to say in some ways, this is more gruesome than Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah,
like way more violent.
Some gruesome
like
scenes.
And I was like, again, not expecting that.
Oh, another combat scene is in the schoolyard.
That, like the basement thing where they're in that. Schoolyard.
We're in their schoolyard.
That one's cool.
Yeah.
And there's cool fight scenes. I'm not taking a huge brush and saying I hate everything.
Yeah.
I think once I explain it, you'll be like, okay, I get it. I really do.
I
hope
highly
so.
doubt it, but please continue.
So you have this concept, like they create the idea. It's cool. I love the blindfolded guy. Like
Gojo?
dope. Yeah. Amazing. He's incredible.
Yeah.
They're being a little goofy, but I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. And then I think it's that they would do these 180s with these just what should be horrible and traumatic and really intense situations and would just like go super goofy slapstick right off the bat. That was the first thing I noticed.
Really?
It would be like
What?
It'd be like his friends almost died. He rips this demon thing in half, or this curse, which holy crap. If you want to play a fun drinking game and want to die at the end of the game, you take a shot every time they say curse.
Oh, yeah.
You will. The curse energy from the curse is cursing him, and he. Oh my gosh. We'll get there. That's another thing.
That's the main plot.
So I'm digging the concept.
Yeah.
They have the different classes. I'm like, I think it's kind of like, whatever. Like,
yeah.
But I'm generally enjoying the trajectory that it's creating. He's going to keep getting these fingers. He's going to become more powerful.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, this other curse, the curse in him is going to also become more powerful.
Yep.
So they have this cool back and forth. But the first thing I was noticing, I was like, that he would be at a school or save someone. It was like really traumatic, insane. And then he would just like, do that anime thing where he... I'm trying to think of like how to explain it. Like he says something and then his eyes get all like sad and like super exaggerated. And it's just kind of like, okay, dude, like you just ripped a curse in half and now we're like freaking out about because this guy said that you're going to have to wait 10 minutes to go get sushi or something or like food or something. It was just
sure.
I was like, this is weird. Like I can't.
Okay.
It's like super dark and super like kind of edgy, which I was liking, and then it went super silly, and I was like,
I thought that was like kind of the whole point of his character.
But it's everyone. It's not just him. Because that was the other thing. I was like, oh, maybe this is like him. He's always lighthearted. And like I enjoyed his character, period. Like
Okay.
I didn't
Itadori.
Yeah. I liked his like general positivity. I liked how he fought. Like
like that's his whole thing is that
and like you brought that up in the podcast. You're like, I think you'll really like him. And I did.
Okay.
He doesn't do the whole like I gotta win. There's a little thing with the grandpa thing that
he's
felt
not like super emo.
Yeah, there's a little thing with the grandpa thing that
I'm still wondering what's up with the grandpa thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he like remembers his dad but not his mom, and so there's something there.
Yeah.
But then it's also kind of confusing because it's like this thing I can let go a little bit easier because it is very much that anime thing where it's just a thing is the thing and there's no reason or explanation for it, where he can like, he's like punching holes through concrete and someone's like, how are you doing that? He's like, I didn't know that wasn't normal. I was like,
well,
what? So I'm having a hard time planting my feet and figuring out what is normal. What is not?
I felt that too. I felt that with Itadori, like the first episode, he like breaks the world record for shot put or something, casually in a field, and I was like, wait, what?
And you just kind of like, I get it. Like you just kind of have to go with it. Like stuff happens.
I think it's meant to drop hints that like he's not genetically human.
Yeah,
like his grandfather is.
I think there's something
clearly
with like
knows
his
he's not
parents.
human. Yeah. Like there's something going on there, and that's why he can swallow the fingers and not succumb to it.
Yeah.
There's something going on there, but
which is fine. Like I don't.
Why are we not addressing that he's
Why is
like
he,
superhuman?
Yeah, and like they do, and like a lot of people throughout the show keep bringing it up, and he's always like, I didn't know that wasn't normal. I'm like, you did though.
Yeah.
Like. What?
Yeah,
like
totally did.
He like punches the, and I liked like that scene where the one curse is like holding that kid hostage, and he punches like, I can't believe I missed, and it's like there's stuff I really enjoyed about it. I just couldn't. I feel like they didn't give enough time. This is the first thing, not the thing that I think ruined it for me.
Okay,
but they don't give like enough time to like let a moment breathe for a second. It's like super intense, goofy, like.
Okay.
I feel like even with the kid who like, which I was really hoping he wouldn't die.
The emo kid?
Yeah. I love, there's, and the thing that was hard during those episodes was you have, I'm not going to say any of the names. So you just blur. So the main character and the blindfolded guy.
Itadori and Gojo.
Love their dynamic.
Yep.
I think it's before they get to the school, or like maybe they have gone to school at this point. And then you have the human curse that's all stitched up.
Yep.
And he's also doing this thing with this other emo kid.
Yup.
And then the two of them connect.
Similar dynamic, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Such a cool dynamic, such a cool flow. And they would keep cut away to show bullshit at the high school that I had
zero
no
interest in.
And I didn't and it wasn't that I totally didn't care about the characters, but they didn't give me enough to like buy into anyone or like really care. And it's hard to be like, we got to train for this big fight. And this emo kid is like so depressed and like on the verge of taking life.
Yeah.
And going back and forth. I'm like, how?
You just want to focus on that.
But also like, how am I supposed to jump into caring about this academic school event?
Yeah.
When the other thing that's happening outside is, you know, this kid battling for his soul without him knowing it.
Sure. I felt a little bit of that
so
too.
It's like,
that's fair.
And then
that's fair.
Let's also say this. One of the characters at the school is just a panda.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. I get it like down the road. And I thought it was kind of funny that like they keep going like, he's a panda, and no one explains it for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then they explain it, and it's just like, okay.
I mean, they're poking fun at themselves a little bit.
Yeah, again, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fun.
Yeah.
But it goes so quickly back and forth. I'm like, is this like a humor? Is this like supposed to be like a funny show? Is this supposed to be like really dark?
It gives you a little bit of everything. Like I said, that's what I like.
It feels like I'm eating dessert and dinner at the same time. I want both.
Okay.
You can have both in a show.
But you need time to enjoy each course.
You need to honor the courses.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if it goes from, I just had to kill this person who was a kid that I was getting friends with.
Yeah.
And now we're going to cut to a scene with a panda.
Yeah.
Like talking about girls and crushes and stuff. I'm like, I can't do this. This is wild. This is not even the thing that like sent me over the edge.
I want to hear the thing that sent you over the edge.
So I can deal with all this. I get it. It's anime. There's a little bit of that quirkiness that I'm just having a hard time.
Sure.
I'm not used to. For the love of God, if you kept that all in and took this out, I'd be in. I'd watch the next season.
Wow. Okay. Well, so what's this one thing?
Show
is
90% explaining the system, the magic stuff, and nothing else, and it's just worthless. It's so stupid because they create this system, and I'm like, cool. Okay, this is like, because I was trying to figure out how to explain this. Let's play rock paper scissors right now. Okay. Okay. Ready? Rock paper scissors shoot. Okay, so we both got scissors.
Yeah.
But because of my ability. Yeah. And that I have, and then we both pulled scissors.
Yeah.
Now I get to go 3 more times. All right. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Oh, I got rock. Yeah. So now I win. And then you go. But you activated my ability that when on your second try, if you get a rock, that's the whole show. That's the whole show, and nothing means anything, and it's the dumbest thing ever.
What?
oh my gosh, Glenn, if you rewatch this with that, you will lose your mind. It's like like she has this ability, and she can use these nails, and I'm like, cool. And then she's like, oh, he's a grade blank, which means and then they explain for 5 minutes what that means, how that all works, and then you're saying like, oh, when he does the black energy or what,
Black Flash,
I'm like, we've had nothing to indicate at any point this was a big deal, and now I'm supposed to think it's a big deal because now we're cutting to the business guy going in a random interview, once I did Black Flash, like it.
They've been building up Black Flash the whole season.
No, they haven't.
They've been like training him how to like focus cursed energy into a punch.
Focus cursed energy, but now we're just bringing this whole new term, this whole new concept of Black Flash.
Yeah,
and there's been no buildup. So why am I supposed to care?
They kept talking about how like his cursed energy would actually lag behind his punch. And and the whole thing of Black Flash is getting those to sync up.
Did they mention that before he does Black Flash?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been talking about it all season.
We'll erase that, but still, it's just like, okay, let's talk about the.
To be fair, I totally understand what you're saying, and I love it.
I don't get it. I was literally sitting here. I'm like, I don't understand how this is entertaining to Glenn. I get the concepts, I get the characters, which also the character, like you were like, oh, it's kind of like Lost. I'm like, they do flash.
I compared it to Lost.
Yeah, you're like, I remember you compared it to Lost, where it's like they do flashbacks to the characters.
I was talking about a completely different TV show.
Okay,
that was like the intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Totally different show. Yeah.
And I was like, the flashbacks are meaningless. Like they don't unless it's the panda or that one cyborg. But it feels okay. Here's like the best way of explaining it.
Yeah.
It feels like they're trying to make a moment more impactful without planting any seeds ahead of time to tell you that
they're just giving it to you.
They're
in the
like
moment.
They're going, this thing just happened.
Yeah.
Guess what? 10 years ago, this thing happened. Yeah. That's why it's such a big deal. Yeah. Isn't it crazy? And I go, no.
I think I kind of like that more.
It's just bad writing. It's just bad writing. It's not good storytelling.
Well, I feel like they're just giving you the relevant information when you need it, rather than doing a bunch of exposition and lore dumping in the beginning.
But you don't have to do a bunch of exposition dumping. Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
You don't need to just do these massive dumps. You can say
but it does.
Like, I understand why this is a big deal to Aaron and his friends for the thing happening. Not because right before that thing happens, 10 seconds you have to explain a thing to me. Like there's no investment. I don't care. I don't care if any of these characters die. I don't care what happens because there's no attachment, there's no growth, there's no investment. It's just meaningless systems and explaining things that don't matter.
It's so false.
How?
What do you mean?
Like, I just don't understand how that's entertaining to watch, where it's just they're having this fight and then we're going back and forth about why the fight is cool and big. It felt so much like 6-year-old boys fighting in the backyard going, oh, I'm actually resistant to electricity. I cast fire. Well, and then I turn into water now, and I'm resistant to water. And you're like, well, not my fire. My fire. It's just like, it just felt like
you just keep one-upping each other with your imagination.
And it's like, and I get the inner monologue. That's fine. Like, I know that's just part of like anime, but oh my gosh, if it was once in a while, or even just once every fight scene, I wouldn't have an issue. I'd be like, okay, that's just part of it. It's non-stop through the whole show with everything.
Yeah.
It
didn't bother me, I guess.
I would like roll my eye.
I just liked it. The first thing I thought when you said that it's like, oh, my ability does this thing and it triggers this thing and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's Magic the Gathering. We literally play a card game based around that.
Yeah. One, I'm playing the game. I'm not watching someone play.
Okay, fair enough.
Two, we all know what the concrete rules are.
Sure. There's concrete rules.
No, there's not.
What do you mean?
No, we're just making stuff up. Every time a new character comes in, it's a new way that they're like it's all these new abilities, and I get that that's like magic, but we're not talking. There's
okay.
such different mediums. You're talking about a game where you have to be adaptive.
Yeah.
Like Way of Kings, like they had such a concrete core idea,
way
and
more
then
concrete.
everything is built off of it.
Sure,
This is the writers can say and do whatever they want.
It's cursed energy, and you can use it however you like.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you're like, oh, but it is a huge plot point. I'm like, no, curse is the word we use when we want something to happen that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, sure.
And
I just true.
Like, if they tightened that up, if anything meant anything in that show, I would be like, oh, this would be cool. And it's just not. It's just, and it also, I was watching all the fight scenes, and the other thing was, I was like, okay, episode 16 is the first time that there's a fight scene where both characters are somewhat balanced.
Which fight?
I can't remember at this point.
Oh, okay.
I just remember going, like, I was like thinking about all the fight scenes. I'm like, every fight scene is one person who is significantly more powerful, and the other one going, I can't seem to hit him. Wow, he's really powerful. And it's not until episode 16 that there's a legitimate 1v1 fight where both people are powerful.
I feel like I need to know the fight, but I'm trying to think of the first fight I can think of where it's a good matchup. I feel like the first fight I can think of that's a good matchup is the business guy versus the human.
I think that might be the
human curse.
I think it's like that's episode
where they're like fighting in the sewers.
Yeah, I think it's like episode 16. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Halfway
I mean, like
the
Gojo
show,
is just.
I know, but there's lots of other fight scenes though.
Yeah.
The school one, no, because it's the one curse is way more way more bigger, and then he turns into the thing, and it's just always this.
Sure.
Until episode 16, where there's finally a fight.
Finally a fair fight.
Where it's like, ooh, I'm invested now. Because there's now a fight for something.
Well, doesn't that make the main character, like, doesn't that follow the main character's journey where he feels like so helpless and outside of this world that he's weak and lacks understanding, and his arc through the show is gaining power and understanding, and now he can fight a fair fight?
But it's not always him fighting, though.
That's true.
And the thing is, when he fights, it's like, for the first couple episodes, it's he can't do anything. He's just kind of throwing punches, or he is like putting up a fight. But at the end of the day, this thing's more powerful. And then he lets out the curse, and then the curse just like obliterates them.
Sometimes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen for the whole show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for a show that's 24 episodes, you have to wait till episode 16 to get to a point where there's a legitimate
fair fight,
and that just feels like
too long.
I don't know, for a show that's supposed to be mostly about fights, like why and I think it's like, I don't mind the power imbalance. It's cool to watch the blindfold guy just kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
It's the best part of the show.
But it's like that for 16 episodes, I'm just not invested in any, and then it's like, and even that when they're explaining the systems in those, I almost don't mind it as much, because he's so powerful that you're like getting into his insight.
Yeah.
And every time, I felt like at that point, every time he's giving you insight, it was kind of explaining a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get a general idea of how this works.
Yeah.
And then it just
like domain expansion and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was cool.
I thought it was really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Like the general concepts.
I like the concept of it. Yeah.
And then it's, again, I like the concept. I, for the most part, enjoy the characters. I think there's some fun camaraderie. I wish there was more, but it's fine. Okay. I just like it. It was the highway scene where they're fighting on the, like, that's towards the end too, where they're fighting.
Yeah, loved it.
That was just like such a bore, and then
a bore.
It's just so because it's just a bore. It's so much conversation about why I'm more powerful than you, and oh wait, hold on, I didn't understand that your power had this ability.
Yeah,
or the clap thing.
Loved the clap thing.
Okay,
love the clap.
He goes,
thing.
I actually have this. He goes, I have this ability.
Yeah,
I can clap and switch places with someone.
Yep.
And then a little bit of the fight happens. He goes, actually, I can switch places with you as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I can switch places with an inanimate object. And it's just like, and then every time he says that, it's not, then we get back to the fight. It's then the thing has to go, I can't believe that he did it. And it's just like, it's just that over and over
Just so
and
much
over
monologuing
and over and over.
and inner thoughts.
Monologuing about nothing. Just like let the fight happen. And you can obviously have
And
monologue in it.
Show, don't tell.
Yes. Yes. And you're acting like I'm an insane person
No,
for wanting that.
I am understanding everything you're saying. All of your complaints are valid. I think the problem is they just don't bug me. I think that's the difference. I don't know. Like, none of this stuff was a problem.
So, like, when you're
me.
watching it and they're explaining this, you're just going, this is really cool.
Yes. Yeah. Like, oh, that's a cool concept. I love how they twisted that. Yeah. It's exactly what's happening. Yeah.
I don't even know what to. Yeah.
I guess we're at an impasse.
That's. I'm
okay.
like.
Can you give me like one? What was one thing that you did like?
I thought
thing.
the design for the curses were cool. I wish they did a little bit more variety, but then later they bring in the variety of like, I like the idea of these curses being these like emotions that we feel that manifest into these things. And if there's enough around a certain thing, it starts to become like, you know, the fear of humans or the fear of volcanoes. Like that was cool. I like the kind of quest to eat all these fingers. I thought that was a cool concept. I love there was like that one moment where they make this like deal, the main character and his curse.
Yeah,
but
he makes like a pact with the
I don't
curse.
remember if I missed it, but like I don't feel like that pact really played out at any point after that.
Oh yeah.
There's like a little interaction, and then he brings up at one point that the main character doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't ever. He has to say like extension or something, and then he can like. They'll switch places no matter what or something.
Yeah,
and like
so
that never played out.
The main character is unaware of the pact because that was part of the pact.
Which is like cool, fair.
And it starts to come into play when they're fighting the human curse at the school. Because the human curse is trying to get the curse out of him. Like he's trying to get the curse to take over.
Yeah.
But the curse doesn't want to because of the pact.
No, he doesn't want to because, like, the curse is using the soul of is warping the shape of the soul.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, you can't warp me.
That happens later. Yeah. When he tries to touch Itadori and warp his soul.
And then they have a conversation, and I know the main character doesn't remember that.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't really play out in any other.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't cash in on the pact.
And
yet.
I know it's a show, so it can come back later.
Yeah, it'll probably.
But I was like, oh, that's cool, and then I was like.
Wish they played with it a bit more.
So is that coming in?
Okay.
And I think it was just like at a certain point, I was like, it's just like art. I don't know. I was just like, there's these cool concepts that they could have taken places. I think that's the part that makes me frustrated too. I was like, this is cool. This is a cool concept. It's fun. You have these wacky characters.
Yeah.
I loved the character. It was annoying what the character who like with the voice or the tongue. I was like annoyed that he like would just say these words. He like could pull down his like hood and then say something, and everyone.
Oh yeah.
He was dope, but it was also just like, again, cutting down that he would only say like food.
Yeah.
He's like salmon, and then everyone knew what he was saying. I was like, again, it's like okay, that's fine, that's funny, that's kind of like, and they point at it. They're like, how do you know what he's saying? And they're like, we don't have time to explain it. Like,
it's making fun of itself a little bit. Yeah,
and I'm like,
and anime in general.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's funny. I just like. Again, it was like it would be in these kind of weird moments or whatever. And it's like I get that there's just these weird points that I like probably am just not understanding like the general vibe of the anime. Like it's not I'm not catching on. But that wasn't the thing that like sent.
Yeah.
It was just the like this show would be so much better. And I think that I think that's the thing too, is if you took out the systems, like them explaining the systems, if you took out 75% of it, I don't think you would really be that lost. Like that's the part with me is like, when they explain the systems and I could almost go, oh, they're doing this.
Yeah.
Because you explained it.
Yeah.
But they're explaining the system of a thing that I'm like, I don't think you really need to
explain that.
I don't think you really need to explain this. And there's and I can remember points where I'm like, oh, they said this, like how he's like, oh, the three brothers,
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I was like, man, that is a really. We're just gonna gloss over that intense rape that happened. Like we're just gonna go. I was like, all right. Like, and that's the thing. I'm like, we're talking about this.
Yeah.
And then we're goofing around with the panda and the guy that says tuna. I'm like, what is happening? I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
it's just like
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's one thing if they're really intense fight scenes and they're gory, but they also get into subject matter. That's just
dark.
That's like really, really dark, and then play off on something else. I'm just like, bro, like, okay. Again, and that's like with Attack on Titans. Like, it's super depressing and sad, but they're at this pinnacle point, and they would just be insane if they're like, hey, you guys want to play baseball? Which happens in the show. Side note.
Yeah.
Not in Attack on Titan.
No.
You know, it's like,
Jujutsu Kaisen,
you know how there's this huge thing happening? Let's play some baseball. And I'm just like,
I don't know. Okay. That makes it so much more digestible. And like,
I think that's the thing. Is like, I don't need you to like give me a break.
Yeah.
Do you know what I can do? I can just take a break from the show.
See,
I can just say, hey, that was a heavy episode. I'm not going to watch the next one. I'll watch it next week.
See, I want the break. Yeah, I want to binge it, and I want a break. I think that's where I'm struggling with Attack on Titan.
That's like a really good point. Is like, there's a ton of podcasts I like.
Yeah.
I can't listen to that single podcast all the time because it's one singular note, right? Like My Brother and Me is like always very funny, always really, really entertaining. And you get into it like I would listen to a lot of it, but sometimes I want to listen to something productive.
Yeah. I'll listen to like 8 hours of My Brother and Me straight. Yeah, no problem.
Which I like get, but then it's just you're ignoring your ability for self-agency to say, if I don't want to listen to something funny, I could also go listen to something else.
But like to use Attack on Titan, for example, I want to keep watching the show, but it's making it so I can't. Like it's forcing me to take a break because it's too much. I think I kind of wish it would break up the moments.
I think Attack on Titan is doing exactly what it's set out to do.
Yeah.
And it's being really potent. And it's going, even if you, let's bring the steak analogy, even if you have the best steak, you can't eat that every single day nonstop.
Yeah.
You got to go, this is really rich. I need to take a second.
Okay.
I need some vegetables. And to me, that's like, I rather have content like that.
Yeah.
Than this thing, and I think we're like hitting it. This like feels very. I'm glad we're talking through this.
Yeah.
Because it feels like with Jiu-Jitsu, it's like, it has to be funny and it has to be dark and it has to go deep into philosophical stuff. And you also we can't expect our watcher, the people watching, to be confused for 1 second about anything, and we need to explain everything, but also we need it's just like it's trying to be everything.
Man, the more I think about it, the more it's like a polar opposite to Attack on Titan.
Yeah, the fact that you brought it up at all, I was like, I don't see a single.
Yeah, it was a bad comparison.
Well, it's the only anime that I really like.
Yeah,
so it's like I don't blame you. It was the only
stepping point I had, but
so I think that's like I think that's something for me is if it was goofy
all the time.
Not even all the time, but like if they just played more into the goofy, they couldn't figure out where they wanted to land. And I think that was the thing that I'm like,
okay.
Because I think I pick up shows or podcasts or movies being like, this movie is going to make me feel really unsettled.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm going into it. I'm excited to see what it does.
Yeah.
I need something that's going to make me feel way better and just make me feel comfortable, and I don't have to think.
Yeah.
I want to grab that. I'm not looking for a thing that can do all of it because it won't do any of that well, like Notion.
Okay. I feel like I much prefer like an appetizer sampler platter where I'm getting a little taste of everything.
I'm down for that. You just got to give room. You got to give me some room, because again, I wasn't super jarred by the now it's funny, now it's dark. It was just the
how quick it was.
Speed of it was so fast. I was like, whoa, okay, that dude
I mean,
just died.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're just coming up against like just two different ways to consume content. Yeah.
So,
dang, man. Okay.
And I think that's the thing where I was like, okay, Visions.
Yeah.
Every episode was its own thing with its own style, and it tried to do something. It did it
very
poorly,
specific.
in my opinion.
Okay.
But
It didn't.
There was a
around.
stylistic choice made.
Yeah.
And I think that's and I don't know if this is something that I will feel with other animes.
Yeah,
because because part of me is going like, maybe I just don't like anime. Like if this is because I think there's a little bit of that in like in other stuff.
To be honest, I feel like your like mainstay anime is Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah.
And Attack on Titan is nothing like any other anime.
Yeah.
Like it is so off in its own zone.
Yeah, which is like
that,
again
like,
why
maybe you just like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, maybe it's not that I like anime. I just I did like Demon Slayer or Demon Hunter.
Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer. I watched like a couple episodes of that. I'm like, I gotta keep watching this. This is really good.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And like,
a lot of people have been hating on Demon Slayer.
I'm like 4 episodes in, so I don't know. But
I mean,
there was something else that I watched that was kind of that like back and forth. I can't remember what. I
like Demon Slayer more than Jujutsu Kaisen, I think.
Okay. Well, like Cowboy Bebop too. They have a little bit of like
Cowboy Bebop's great, man.
They have like Goofy and then they have Dark.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel jarring at all.
That's true.
Because it's good
That's
writing.
True.
It's just it's good writing. And that's the thing is like the pacing of Jujutsu just doesn't make any sense.
Man,
There's all these things that are like where
I
I'm
just
like,
love it.
You can have all the ingredients in here. You just gotta blend it a little bit. You just gotta like, and I don't want to be tooting my own horn, but like I'm just extra sensitive to that.
Yeah, which is fair. Yeah, I think so.
Out of what is it, 32 teeth?
Oh my god, 32
out of 32 teeth.
Yeah, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna say like 4 molars.
Wow,
Like
that's it.
Made for babies. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, I think Vision might. If I had to pick between watching Star Wars Vision all over again
and Jujutsu Kaisen,
I do.
You would really choose Visions.
Yes. Yeah.
I liked Visions, but I like Jujutsu Kaisen way more than Visions. Did you hear season 2 of Visions just hit?
I brought it up to you.
Oh, you did?
I was like debating watching it, but I was like, maybe it'll be really good, and Glenn we can have a little redemption episode.
Yeah, maybe. I still gotta watch it. I haven't watched it.
I won't watch until you do, and then you can decide whether you want.
Okay.
Some of the frames looked really cool. So
okay. Yeah, maybe they up their story. Maybe they heard this podcast and they up their storytelling a bit.
That Glenn and Ryan, they got a couple good points we should check out. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, this has been interesting.
I know. I didn't think I was going to feel this strongly about it. But I think I'm also coming to this point, like we said, where it's like, maybe I don't like anime, which makes me want to watch more anime. Because I want to be like, I don't want to keep
throwing anime at you, but at the same time, I'm like, there's got to be something here he likes. I mean,
yeah. I don't know what else. Okay. I know another big one that you like is like Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia. I don't think you'd like it though.
That's the thing. I was like,
because you generally don't like school-based things.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes my stomach feel weird. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just
you just never like school in general though.
Yeah, but and it's also like, why would we want to go back? Why would we want to re-experience high school?
Yeah.
Like, it's high school with all the inks, and also there's demons inside of us. Yeah. It's like, what?
To be fair, I think My Hero Academia is an amazing show. I think it's so good. Okay. Great character development, great characters in general. Yeah, I just don't know if you'd get over the school thing because it is so heavily set in school.
Which maybe that would work better because it's like we have picked a lane. That was the thing with this, where it's like it's high school, but also none of the high school stuff. And there's just these random events that happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one definitely walks the line way better of this is a high school and like there's rough stuff going on out there, but like you're still just kids and this is school. Yeah. Like we should keep trying to get the normal life thing going. But I don't know. Maybe that'll float around eventually, but
we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like
I'm really sorry because
don't be sorry.
I was like, I was in this. I was like, I hate that I'm the guy that has to just go.
Has to tear
you
apart.
Like this, Glenn, and just crush it. And just I'm like, it's not.
This is good because I'm really consciously trying to take your feedback and like steer the car in a better direction, you know, and like, okay. these are the things he didn't like about Jujutsu Kaisen. These are the things he likes about Attack on Titan. Like, what's something else I can like redirect his energy to? I'm trying.
No, I
is
feel
moral
it.
of the story.
I feel it.
I want to get.
I think it's hard
somewhere.
I think it's hard too. Where it's like I have watched some of Demon Slayer, so it's like also one of those things. I know you would recommend that probably for that. Like would have been one of your.
That probably. Yeah. I probably would have recommended that before Jujutsu Kaisen, but I know you had already seen a couple episodes, so I wasn't gonna bring it up. But
all right,
I don't know.
I'm gonna be right back, and then we're gonna jump into recommendations. This is a long ass episode. We're already at 50 minutes.
So you said you weren't sure
back.
about what you're recommending to me.
Yes, I have been very confident. Every recommendation.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that you would like it, but I just had it locked and loaded.
Yeah.
This is the first time I was like, I don't really
Good.
have.
I like this.
So I'm
feel my pain.
and I wanna explain why.
Yeah.
I have not had a lot of time to dive into new things.
Mm-hmm.
The current two obsessions I have are a VR game, which you can't play.
I mean, I have an Oculus Rift.
I don't think you can play it.
Oh, okay.
I think we've like gotten to that point where like the Rift can't
The Rift
play.
is out. Yeah, probably.
Which if you could play, that'd be the thing I'm recommending.
Okay.
And Magic. So
what do you mean magic?
like that's been my current obsession is Magic.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to like
I
hobbies,
thought you were saying you were going to recommend that. I was like, we've done that.
that would be such a So
Okay.
So like those are my two things. So.
But you said you had three things you were thinking about.
So yeah, I have three things, and I will just. I think last time
I gave you categories.
A choice. Yeah. So here's the categories. So I'm gonna lift off the first. What's that thing called? The silver dome.
The serving tray thing.
It's like a clock or claw. It's something with a C.
Oh
in
man, I got no idea.
Right. Whatever. So lift up the first thing.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle thing.
A lifestyle thing. Okay.
A habit. A lifestyle habit, a lifestyle change.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
And then, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not
sure.
The next one is a video game.
Okay.
And the next one is
the
a
video
movie.
game, the VR game,
No,
or something different.
No,
okay,
different video game.
Okay.
It's just not a game I've been playing a lot, but it's a game I think you would like.
Okay.
The life event thing, the life change thing, is something I've been doing it's probably the only. Like life habit that I've been sticking with consistently.
Okay.
The video game is something that I think will not quite push you out of your comfort zone, but I think it's. I kind of want to play with you because I think there will be some fun dynamics.
Okay.
And the movie is a movie that I really enjoyed. I don't know if you've seen it.
Okay.
But I think it'll be a fun movie to talk about.
Okay. Can I ask one question of each thing?
Yeah. Let's make this episode as long as possible.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You know what? Screw it. Like, if you guys want a 2-hour episode, like you get it. Like,
maybe it's our first.
I feel like I also say it's going to be a long episode,
but then you
edit every episode, and then I edit it out. So
you edit out all our bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
clean us up.
What is the life habit like focusing on? Is it like time management, personal health, food? Okay, interesting.
It's not a diet.
Okay. What console?
PC.
Okay.
To be fair, you can also play it on iPad or phone, but PC really.
Okay. And then genre of movie.
It's more mainstream. You've probably have heard of it.
Okay.
I would say horror feels like a wrong category for it. Like old school. Oh my gosh. Suspense. Let's say thriller. I think that's the best way to put it. It's not horror where it's like you won't be scared by it.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be scary.
Got it.
But it has like
man, now I want to know what all three of these things are so bad. Oh man.
And so does the audience. And just think, I have the next 3 recommendations to figure it out.
Yeah, just locked and loaded. I
would say
yeah.
The life thing won't take up any of your time.
Okay.
It is a bit of a shift.
Okay.
So if you're kind of in a stressful area of life right now, might not be the thing to
my only holdback on that is my wife feeds me.
Yeah. Yeah. That shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if it was like, oh, now I got to start cooking my own stuff or something like that. Okay.
It won't impact you in that way.
Man, I'm so intrigued by all of them now.
The game is...
I shouldn't have done this. I'm horrible at decision making.
I would say it's high ceiling, but you could play it like in one sitting.
Okay.
And then movie is... It's just great. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But you also got to think about it. It's not a...
Yeah. Man, that's hard. To be honest, I think I'm leaning movie.
Movie?
I think I'm leaning movie. How do you feel about that?
I think we could do movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I think just the two other things will be locked and loaded. Like
okay. Like those can hang around?
Yeah, those can hang around.
Okay.
I think next time I'll go, here's the two things. And you can pick a guy.
Okay. The reason I'm leaning movie is because your last movie recommendation was just out of this park, and
was that everything?
That was everything everywhere all at once. That was just crazy. So now I'm I think I'm itching for another movie.
Okay. So
not that this has to be on par with everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah. So quick 3 questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna list 3 movies.
Watch me. I've already seen it.
Well, okay. So that's the thing.
Hopefully, I haven't. So
seen three movies. I'm gonna blur it out. Say whether you've seen them or not.
Okay.
Mother.
Yes, I've seen it.
Whale. The Whale.
No, I haven't seen it.
Nope.
Yeah, I've seen Nope.
Damn it! I was gonna say Nope.
Yeah, I saw Nope. Nope's pretty good. Okay, we can switch to one of the other two.
Because I don't want to recommend The Whale.
Okay.
It's good, but
yeah, I did. See
just
Nope.
don't want to.
I thought it was good. I liked Nope.
Nope is so good.
I mean, it's Jordan Peele. Like,
it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that up.
I think it might be better than Get Out.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think Get Out's better than the other two.
Yeah, what was it? Us? Us was kind of.
I didn't like Us that much. I think it's Get Out, Nope, Us.
Because I was like, Nope. There's so much to dive into.
Yeah, there's probably a lot there.
There's a lot there.
Yeah,
so that's the thing I was hoping.
Sorry,
for.
I already watched it.
It's fine.
We can still do an episode on it if you want. But
all right. Okay. Life change or video game.
Let's go video game.
Okay,
let's go for video game. I need something.
This thing is
fun in my life.
This thing, the life thing is just gonna be like that scary thing in the corner that's like slowly gets closer every episode. You're like,
I think I'm like I like the idea of doing a life habit thing. I like doing stuff like that on the show, but I think right now I'm feeling more of like a fun activity.
So it's been a second since I played this game.
Okay.
Have you played the game Northgard?
No.
Okay.
No, I've never heard of that.
So
Northgard.
A little history about our friendship. Were you around when we played the Age of Empires LAN party?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in high school we did a big LAN party of Age of Empires, which is a game I've been playing since I was 8, maybe younger.
And that LAN party was pretty much the first time I'd played it.
And and it was really fun. It was like 9 people.
Yeah.
We all played. Super fun.
I am absolutely horrible at it.
Yeah. So I love RTSs, real-time strategy games.
Yeah.
Age of Empires, Age of Mythology,
Civ.
StarCraft. Civ. I don't know if Civ is considered because it's not real-time.
Oh, I guess it's not.
It's turn-based.
It is turn-based. Okay,
so,
never mind.
I know that you like Civ, though.
I enjoy Civ, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe you won't like this then. This game is...
I got to be in the right mood for Civ.
Yeah.
You know?
So the thing for me about Civ is I really enjoy it, but you never finish a game of Civ.
Very
they're
rarely.
So long.
Yeah, they're really long.
And there's so much happening.
Even on the speed setting. It
exactly.
just takes forever.
It's just, and it's fun to start and build.
Yeah.
But there's always that piece where you're like...
You always end up going to war, and that just like grinds the game to a halt. Yeah.
So this game to me is like the perfect child of Age of Empires and Civ.
Okay.
And the way this kind of works is you have villagers, you build stuff, and I think you're really going to like it because it also has a very... the best way I could say is like a board game feel.
Okay.
Where you kind of start in the area.
Civ
everybody's
has kind
on
of
a
board
map.
Game feel.
And you have these different maps that you can, like different terrains that you can like start in. and you basically pick your clan. It's all like Norse themed.
Okay.
So you pick your different clans, and then you start the game, and you basically have tiles. So think of Age of Empires, but if there were like small territories, and you need to do certain things in order to basically claim other territories.
Okay.
So you can't just build wherever you want.
Sure.
So that's the kind of Civ aspect of it, is the map is broken up. So I can't just run over to you and start building stuff right next to you.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to expand. And every tile has a max amount of buildings that you can put in it. And then every tile has different resources.
Okay.
So the idea is that you are these clans and you have to win, but it's like Civ because there's different ways you can win.
Okay.
You can win through again, it's been a second since I played, so these aren't all of them, but like you can win through warfare. You can win through fame. You can do an economic win. There is a
pretty much just like Civ, yeah.
There's a relic or some sort of big beast in the map. That's usually in the center of the map, and if you can get to it and kill it,
you also win.
Interesting.
And okay, that's kind of cool.
So the map is full of different mythical creatures that if you can kill them, or sometimes you can convince them to be on your side, then
okay, so there's a little bit of magical flavor.
There's magical flavor, 100%. There's like undead, and there's krakens.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's a good.
And there's
flavor.
a winter.
Okay.
There's a seasons.
Okay.
So you have to collect enough resources, and then it goes into winter, and all of your food and wood get depleted. So usually winter hits, and nobody's fighting because your troops get.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a little bit of this battle of, and then some clans are actually better in the winter. So there's a little bit of strategy here, and I think what's you don't decide when your villagers are produced. They just are produced on a timer.
Okay.
And depending on your town's happiness, that is faster or slower.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it becomes this thing where it kind of creates this feeling of like no one is moving faster unless they're just managing things better. Like Age of Empires.
Which you tend to manage things better. But
I'm really bad at this game. I'm going to throw that out. I don't know if I've ever won this game while playing someone else. And I think the reason is because you have to make all these decisions, but they're given to you at these nice little like windows.
Yeah.
Because it's not saying, like in Age of Empires, if I can just get my economy bumping as fast as I can, and as fast as I can move my fingers, then I'm just going to be ahead of you and I can steamroll you. This slows things down.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
And it's very small armies. So the type of troops you pick are important.
It doesn't overload you.
And I can't just rush in and find you. I have to have a scout that has to discover a pathway. And so it just becomes this, like, I think they do this really cool job of, it's a real-time strategy. You're building this town. You're upgrading things. All these cool, like, aspects of it. But you never, at least for me, I'm sure, like, if you played a pro player, it'd be very different. But you don't get this feeling of, like, bro, I just planted my first house and you have an army at my gates.
Yeah, which is every time we play Age of Empires.
Yeah, and it's like that's
because I think my biggest struggle with Age of Empires was because it was real-time strategy and I'm not that good at multitasking.
Yep.
I would be like, oh man, like I'm really getting this sawmill going. And it's like, oh, but I totally forgot I have like this herd of sheep over here.
Yeah.
And like you're trying to balance all of these systems at once. And I would constantly fall behind because I just couldn't keep track of them. Yeah, and you thrive there, which is why I think I like Civ better. Because I can take my time on a turn and it auto pops up everything you need to address, and then you just move on to the next turn. And so no one's ever like they're getting ahead of me because they're better at the game, but they're not just like flying ahead of me. Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with Northgard is there is a little bit of that, but it's almost like if Civ moved through turns just a lot quicker.
Okay.
And it stops you from. Like, you can't build more town centers to get more villagers quickly.
Yeah.
You got this one, and it's just kind of this trickle. I think the best way is, like, you're given a villager every certain amount of seconds.
Yeah.
And how are you going to use them? And, okay, we need more food. Okay, I need to shift my economy a little bit. Oh.
Yeah.
these wolves took out these people. Now I have to like it's a lot more adaptive on a beat.
Okay.
And I think that's the thing I like about it is it just feels like there's a rhythm that everyone's playing at.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody like halfway through the game can get that rhythm going a lot quicker, but that also means that you have to manage quicker.
Yeah.
So it's really different. I haven't played any real-time strategy that's like it. And I think like even when you jump into it, you'll be like, whoa, it's fun graphics too. It's kind of that like World of Warcraft, almost like not isometric. What's the best way to put it? It's like Age of Empires, but just more cartoony.
Okay.
And fun and very stylized, all Norse feeling. You can get fun troops depending on your clans. All the clans feel really different.
Sounds like I dig this.
Yeah. It's like, I think the best time you want to play it is like, I want to play a strategy game and I also don't want to get steamrolled.
Yeah.
And I also don't want to spend hours thinking about what to do.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a Dota game in the sense of like everyone starts fresh and it's on the singular map and it's like, okay, go. And you build it up and then you finish it and then it's done. And you can do it in one sitting.
Okay. I dig that. I dig the one sitting thing. Okay. Is there an ideal like player count for this?
I've played you can do it with AI. Like AI in it as well. So it's like, we could do 1v1, we could do 2v2, we can do like you can customize how the games play.
Okay.
Hey, we can't win through combat. You have to win through this.
Got it. Okay.
And I think I would play more if there were more people into it. I really feel like you, Eric, and I would like it. Like,
I was going to say, I know some people would be very into this.
This is a game, and I think at the end of the day, it's like I want to play more Civ.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with D&D.
Yeah.
Where it's like it always starts strong, but then it's like we got to get all these people together to finish this game. Yeah. And it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So like Northgard for me feels really fun.
Okay.
And I'm horrible at it. I don't know. Like, I don't think I've even won against the AI. I don't know what it is. I'm just so bad at it. And you can feel so strong and then winter hits or like there's these random events that happen where it's like,
great equalizers.
Yeah. And it's like, you're all talking to each other and you're like, oh shoot, there's going to be like an army of ghosts coming from the sea. So I need to either maybe you have a lot of wood or something. You can prepare for it better than I can.
What is the method that you are learning you're about to be hit by ghosts from the sea?
There's a little, not a dial. It's like a timeline that's like moving.
Yeah.
And you have these little icons.
Yeah.
And it's like, it says like spring and summer, winter. Mm-hmm. And then there's other little icons that show up to say, hey, this winter, there's going to be a blizzard and it's going to be way more intense. So these different icons show up. These different icons show up and they basically indicate when these events are going to happen.
Okay. Interesting.
Once you see it, it'll make so much sense.
I was more thinking, is this like just a pop-up that's on the screen like, hey, we're going to send this thing at you. This is strategy based, or is it a little bit more like lore flavor where it's like, hey, one of your citizens came to you and they saw a ghost on the waters or something. And you have to interpret what's going to happen.
I think there's a level of lore to it.
Okay.
Where it's usually like, there's going to be a rat disease that's going to break out in a little bit. Like,
okay. Because this sounds so. I have no concept of this game yet, obviously. But my first thought was like, oh, it'd be really cool if like somehow the game fed you information,
so you could piece together.
Piece together what's happening. But even better, like if it fed you a little bit of information and Ryan a little bit of information, you would only figure it out if you like made peace and talked to each other to fight this one big thing.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is like there is
a little bit of that.
There is a competitiveness to it, so there is it feels balanced to me, which is like where that's a cool concept. But then.
Do you feel yourself like kind of bouncing between fighting the other players and being like, hey guys,
way less combat than I thought.
We should pause because this thing's about to hit all of us,
I think what it does really well is in the beginning, you're fighting the land more than anything, which is similar to Civ.
I dig this.
You start off and it's like, we're going to give you barbarians because we know everyone wants to start attacking each other.
Yeah.
But you gotta establish your base first. Because the idea is almost like, there's this massive island, all these different clans landed on the shore, and we all have to now take over. So everyone's starting kind of this new settlement, and you're trying to figure out your ground. And
Yeah.
It's a game I really enjoy, and I want to play more of it.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
And I was just like,
I'm glad I picked this.
Yeah. So I think he'll like it. I hope it itches that spot of like strategy while not feeling too overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think they just do a really good job of like limiting things. It's like you can only have so many people working this tile.
Yeah.
Where like Age of Empires is like you can have as many people as you want, and it just gets like
gets out of hand.
Yeah, you snowball faster.
Yeah.
Same thing with Civ, honestly, though too.
A little bit. Yeah.
You get enough cities, and you're like, I'm set.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Northgard, I feel like has a really fun balancing.
Okay. And it sounds like a fun flavor to it.
I love it. I love the aesthetic. I love the art. I love the music. Like that's the thing. I'm just purely speaking concepts at this point.
Okay.
But like the style of it, you just boot up into the game and you're just like, ooh, this just feels
I love
cool.
that.
I like this.
Okay. So where can people get this game?
Steam
Okay.
is where I play it.
Okay.
I have downloaded it like on my iPad and iPhone.
Does it work well on those?
Actually, iPhone, no. iPad actually surprisingly well. Like if you're on an airplane, you want to play some Northgard, it's great on the iPad.
Okay. But iPhone's probably too small.
Yeah.
But touch controls are good on the iPad?
Yeah, the touch controls are fun on the iPad.
Cool.
But I think your best experience is obviously going to be on the PC.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I think it's on Mac too. So.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
But
yeah, nice.
When we hop off, I'll show you some like shots of it because it's just, it's such a fun. It's when the winter hits, you just feel it. It's just, it's so good. So I'm excited to kind of pick your brain because I really love strategy games. I understand why people don't though.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if this is something that's like, oh, we keep playing this. That's my recommendation. I'm interested to see what you say.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll see you guys next week. I'm Ryan signing off.
I'm Glenn signing off.
See you guys later.